don't have urgency yourself, it's going to be very difficult to have it with other people. Hey, solarpreneurs, today we're going to be talking about how you can utilize the big, beautiful bill that passed the House to build extreme urgency with your potential customers, with the homeowners that you are presenting to. So welcome to the podcast. My name's Taylor Armstrong. We're here to help you close more deals, generate more leads and referrals, and have a much better time in the solar industry and help you sell a whole lot, especially at this time when we got some crazy stuff going on in the industry. So don't lose your head over it. We did a podcast a week or so back when the news first dropped about the big, beautiful bill. Now is not the time to panic. Now is the time to put your head down, to sell, to make more money than you ever have before. And if you do that, I promise whatever happens with this big, beautiful bill, whether they take credits away or whatever happens, you're going to feel a lot better about it. If you just put your head down and go to work. So that's what we're going to be talking about is, first step, you got to choose to work, but then how do we build the urgency? Okay, and before we get into the content of the show, wanted to invite you, if you have not done a blitz with us yet, we have a few coming up. We have one this month at the time of this recording in June, and then we have another one coming up in July. We're in 2025. So if you would like to be considered to join a blitz with myself and some of the best people we got in Southern California, we got a link in the show notes. You can apply. You can also shoot me a message on Instagram or an email, taylor@solarpreneurs.com, and we'll hop on a call, see if it's a good fit. Hey, but without further adu, we will get into the topic. Okay, and so we've done a few trainings on this here in San Diego for our team. And so want to give a shout out to a few people that have trained on this. Tyler Anderson, Mike Brand, some of our guys. Got really good leaders down here. And the first thing I think needs to be addressed is just treating this with the urgency it deserves. Right? I mentioned before, and I mentioned in previous episodes, particularly here in California, we've had a lot of things that have changed, right? Net metering, it's gone from net metering 2 to net metering 3. People aren't getting as good as credits as they used to get. We have to put batteries in now with the systems. And so a mistake I made is not treating the transition from net metering 2 to net metering 3 with the urgency it truly deserves. I left a lot of money on the table. I didn't push as hard. I didn't put my head down, didn't go to work as much as I could have. So we had if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I actually posted this today. But the California gold rush, it only lasted 6 years. Okay, we're talking about this and kind of making the similarities between the gold rush and the solar gold rush. Okay? And in a way, solar's similar, right? I mean, it's gone by super fast. And you look at the gold rush, a lot of people thought it was like a 20-year thing. That's what I thought. And so solar, we're going to be looking back and probably think similar thoughts to this, right? Did we take advantage of the opportunity, or were you the miner that just went and brought your pickaxe, hit a few rocks or whatever, and then gave up, right? We've all seen that meme where it's like the person that's given up right before they find the gold at the end of the tunnel. Right? And they dug so far just to give up at the very end. You can see the gold right around the corner. So are you the person that's going to dig in? Are you going to treat it like the gold rush? And are you going to have the urgency yourself? Because if you don't have urgency yourself, it's going to be very difficult to have it with other people, with the clients you're trying to help, and with the people you're trying to serve. You need to have that urgency within yourself before you can get other people to take action. Okay, so that's the first thing, just to preface it. Okay, but let's talk about a few things that are important that you should be doing, a few systems you should be setting up as we get into this time of urgency. Number one, you need to be printing off some slicks to use specifically on the doors. Right? You've heard me say in the podcast, people believe what they see, not necessarily what they hear. So if you can print out some slicks, give them to your team, have some proof that these things are ending, credits are going away, this bill did pass the House, it's going to help you on the doors. All right. And then once you have that printed out, here's a little script. You can message me for this script if you want. So I'm taking this from some of our trainings. But on the door, here's a good line you could use. The problem right now is that the House just passed a bill that completely eliminates the solar federal tax credits. What that means is starting in 60 to 90 days, solar companies won't be able to use federal funding to help pay for these systems to go up. So monthly pricing will jump 40 to 60% overnight. The good news is that anyone that gets installed and inspected before the end of the year will be grandfathered in on the significantly cheaper current pricing. So you're going to see a ton of neighbors getting evaluated over the next few months. So pause that. You can repeat it. Hit me up if you want. I can send you over that script on the doors. But if you couple that with some slicks you've printed out and then use lines like that, it's going to help you for those people like, oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I don't know. I've wanted to look into it. I don't have time. Hit them with these lines. Show them the proof with the slick you print out. It's going to help you so much on the doors. All right. So that's one thing. Hey, and then the second thing is you need to be setting up some systems to reach out to previous customers. This is another thing that I didn't do near as well as I should have when they're transitioning net metering 2 to net metering 3. So I knew people that were just following up with old customers. They were doing add-on systems, talking about, hey, it's not going to make much sense to add on panels after. Might as well do it now. I know people that they didn't knock a single door. They just followed up with all their old leads, all the people that were on the fence, all their old customers, and they made hundreds of thousands just by taking advantage of that follow-up. So for you, do you have the organization of all your previous leads, all your previous customers? If you're not using something, some type of CRM, you're leaving money on the table. And now is the time to at least organize, write it down, whatever. Hopefully you have some notebook or something at the very least of previous leads, previous customers. Hey, but divide it into the widest net possible. Hey, what I mean by that is have all the people that you've installed, have customers currently in the process getting installed, have canceled customers, potential leads, unclosed accounts. If you can divide them into those categories, send out a mass message. You can create a marketing campaign, send out emails, texts, all sorts of things, even sending them letters in the mail, right? Get creative with it. But if you do this and you reach out to everyone, then you're going to get a lot of customers just building off that urgency. Hey, so a line, and here's a little script you can use for that for your previously installed customers, just to give you an example. So something you can go do today, right? Go through all your previous customers, send them out this text. Be much easier if you have a CRM. I use a CRMX with Brant Attaway. We can post a link, but it makes it super easy to send out mass texts and, see the stats on them, see who opened them. That way you're not having to copy and paste this to hundreds of different people. But a text you could use is, hey, previous customer, so glad we got you installed when we did. The House just passed a bill that, if passed by the House, would immediately end the 30 to 60% solar federal tax credits that solar companies use to pay for these systems to go up. At the very least, it would increase pricing for new customers by 30 to 50% starting as early as January 1st, 2026. And at the worst, this could eliminate fully funded programs going forward. If you have friends, family, or neighbors that you care about and want to help that haven't gone solar yet, now is the time for them to look. Feel free to put me on a 3-way text with them so we can help them qualify before these changes go into place. We would need to move fast because under current law, solar projects need to be installed and inspected before end of year to qualify for funding and to keep current pricing. So something along those lines, and you can use ChatGPT to literally make you an entire follow-up sequence, follow-up script. So utilize AI, right? You can tell it, hey, I'm trying to build urgency with the new big, beautiful bill that's put into place so I can get customers lined up before some of these changes. Write me a 7 emails I can send out to potential customers that haven't signed up yet. Okay, it'll spit out a bunch of emails. So utilize that. Okay, if you're lazy, If you don't know how to do any of this, ChatGPT can literally like write everything for you. And even if you have no CRM, same thing. Have ChatGPT write you scripts for text you can send. You can find images. Get creative with it. So many different ways you can utilize these urgency builders. Hey, so that's the a few different ways you can build urgency. One more little script we got for in the home is once you set the appointments, make sure you're using lines similar to this. Hey, your timing couldn't be better. The reason everyone is looking at this right now and hoping they qualify is that the House just passed a bill that will eliminate the solar federal tax credits immediately. This would increase monthly pricing 40 to 60% for all new solar customers. Luckily, anyone installed and inspected before the end of the year is grandfathered into the significantly cheaper current pricing. So use lines like that. Make sure you're using them as you're pre-framing your potential customers, right? They need to know the urgency of the situation. They need to know to act now. And you need to set up that frame, right? Build the urgency, then set the frame. So that's why, Mr. Homeowner, we're in 4 to 6 of these every day right now, just because so many people are trying to get in before these deadlines. So if it makes sense, great. Then what I do today is we get in some documentation. We'd schedule the site survey so we can get you in line for the current funding. So that's the goal with you. Hopefully we can answer all your questions. But obviously, if it doesn't look good or doesn't seem like it makes sense, then yeah, you're welcome to stick with the utility too. Okay, so make sure you're framing it that way, building urgency and helping them understand. So go out there today, treat this with this seriousness as it deserves. Don't be like me. Don't be like other people that they look back after everything's said and done and they're like, oh, I could have worked so much harder, could have made so much more money. I could have changed the course of my career if I would have just sold more, if I would have just treated this with urgency, right? Don't be that person. Live with the pain of working hard now rather than the pain of living with regret after all this is said and done. So I hope that helps. Hey, remember the 3 things. Treat it with urgency within yourself. Number 2, print out slicks. Treat it with urgency on the doors. Hit me up if you want some little scripts. And number 3, build out some systems. Follow up with all your leads, all your potential customers, all the people that didn't sign up. Divide them into different categories. Send that follow-up text that was mentioned earlier. I promise if you do this, you're going to get a lot of people that maybe were on the fence or that did not do it. And remember, if you're only sending a text or communication to like 10 people, you can't expect too much, right? Hopefully you have a couple hundred at least, customers and people you can send out this text. It's not like you send it out to 10 people, you get all 10 of them responding, right? It's usually, I would say, 10, 20%. You might make something happen with 10 to 20%. So play the numbers game. Go act today. Take this with the seriousness it deserves, and we'll see you in the field. Happy selling. See you next time.